Hey, what's up guys? This is 9 Lives coming at you with episode 4 of Sniper Secrets for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. If you missed the previous episode, it'll be in the top right corner of the screen. And now, let's get started.
Fire!
In this episode, we'll be covering HDR reload canceling, dropping overkill, the high alert buff, winning more pushes, Kar 98K reload canceling, the best sniper rifle, iron sight snipers, stealth sniping, map advantage, and zone advantage. This episode of Sniper Secrets is brought to you in part by our sponsor, X-Sheets. They've been telling me that it's great for snipers like us. Let's take a look.
After a long day of gaming, you need rest. And now you can get it with X-Sheets, the only LED-powered bed sheets made for gamers. Enjoy maximum nighttime visibility and supercharge your circadian rhythm. 13 million lumens of soothing night glow. Enhance your resting alertness with preset options. Available now at extremrest.com.
Of course, that's not a real product. It would be way too overpowered if it was. Our sponsor's real product is a little game called Raid Shadow Legends. That's right, it's cracked. Seriously, it's cracked. And you know what else is cracked? This free-to-play dark fantasy RPG that's cross-device, available on mobile and PC. For my starter champion, I chose the girl with the bow and arrow who you can see firing here. As someone who's into sniping when I'm playing games, naturally I'm always going to be drawn to the bow and arrow in a game like this. So I've been focusing on leveling up that champion that I started with, as well as the other girl with the bow and arrow there that I got shortly after. This is my finishing blow on the third boss in the campaign mode. I'm moving on to the fourth area now, as you can see here, which is called Durham Forest. New players get to be part of the daily login rewards program, where you get free stuff just for logging in every day. If you're cracked and make it 180 days in a row, you get this free legendary champion, Sill of the Drakes. If you go to the description below the video right now and click on the special link, new players will get a free 100,000 silver and Hex Weaver, which is a rare champion that you'll get for free right now if you sign up using the special link. If you use the special link and log into the game now, you'll find your free rewards in the top right corner of your home screen in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Okay, so in the previous episode of my Sniper Secret series, I did a demonstration of reload canceling with the AX50 to make it shoot faster. And what we found is that it allows you to shoot 28% faster when you reload cancel with the AX50. That makes a massive difference when you're running around quickscoping in multiplayer, but in Warzone, a lot of people prefer to use the HDR. So I wanted to do a demonstration and take an in-depth look at reload canceling with the HDR for those of us that prefer using it in Warzone. So this is just some gameplay to demonstrate what it looks like to reload cancel with the HDR. This is from a private sniper lobby that I organized, and we're playing on a 2v2 map. And as you can see, the HDR can shoot faster. To this day, I still get a lot of questions asking for clarification on how to reload cancel, so I'm throwing in a visual demo to help you guys along. First, you'll need to pull down your left trigger to scope in. Then, when you're ready to fire, pull the right trigger with your middle finger. This means you'll have to adjust your grip when you're doing this, since usually you'd fire with your pointer finger. Next, hold the right bumper to pull out your lethal, and then immediately cancel it by tapping triangle or the Y button if you're on Xbox. And then of course you can repeat this as many times as you'd like until you have to reload. Here's me testing how quickly I can shoot. I'm actually doing it on PC this time, as it's been my main platform lately. And as you can see, reload canceling the HDR will get you 1.552 seconds between shots. And yes, you can do this in Warzone. So now that we've seen the reload canceled HDR, let's have a look at just the regular rate of fire for the HDR without reload canceling. So here we go. This is the same thing, but without reload canceling. I'm not bothering to scope in this time. I'm just spamming the shoot button as fast as I can. And when you spam the shoot button as fast as you can with the HDR, the time between shots you end up with is 1.752 seconds. So that means if you're running around in Warzone with an HDR custom class or multiplayer, because you can do this in multiplayer as well if you want, you'll be shooting 11.42% faster than your opponents who are not reload canceling. So pretty much everybody sniping in Warzone with their custom classes is running overkill in their perk 2 slot. However, check out these Akimbo snake shot pistols. They're absolutely dominant at close ranges, probably the best weapon you can have in a close quarter situation. And I've been getting a lot of kills with them at ranges that honestly surprise me. Now, the significance of running these Akimbo snake shot pistols as your secondary instead of overkill and using a primary as your secondary is that it opens up your perk 2 slot to use something other than overkill. Opening up that perk 2 slot is extremely powerful, and I'll explain why in Sniper Secret number 3, but trust Trust me, go into multiplayer, get 3 kills in 5 different matches with the 357 Magnum, unlock Akimbo, and you'll see exactly what I mean. These Akimbo Magnums with snake shot are extremely overpowered for what they are, a secondary weapon, and they'll have you dominating in Warzone without relying on overkill. Just run around for a few games with the Magnum in hardcore. It's pretty easy to unlock. As you can see, it's actually kind of overpowered even in hardcore, just running around with the regular Magnum. It's a one-shot kill from pretty much any range, and you draw it up really fast when you're exiting a sprint, so it works really well in hardcore. If you do this, you'll have all of your attachments unlocked in no time. Then when you go to make your custom class, this is exactly how I'd recommend setting up your attachments. I actually got this attachments list from Dismo. I was watching his stream, saw him dominating with these Akimbo Magnums, so I had to try them myself. So shout out to Dismo for making me realize that we actually don't have to be running overkill when we're sniping in Warzone. Now with that perk 2 slot, I'd recommend putting in high alert. In a recent patch, the developers buffed this perk to now show you the direction of your enemies if they're aiming at you off of your screen. So now if you're posted up with the sniper on top of a building or running through a field even, you'll be able to snap to opponents before they even start shooting you, even if you didn't see them. So as you can see here, on all of my Warzone sniper classes, I'm running Quick Fix and Amped. This is to help me win more pushes as a sniper. So Quick Fix allows you to immediately start regenerating health upon taking down an opponent. However, what a lot of people don't know about Quick Fix is that it kicks in right when the opponent goes down. You don't have to finish them, they just have to be downed, and then you start instantly regenerating your health. And Amped allows you to switch between weapons way faster so you can push up aggressively. When you're sniping in Warzone, generally the goal when you're trying to take out a squad is to get a pick with the sniper, then push up with your secondary weapon and clean up the rest of the squad. This is assuming the numbers are even between the two squads, your own and the opposing squad. If you're at a numbers disadvantage because you have downed or out teammates or one of them is in the gulag, then you might want to continue going for picks until it's a little bit more even, then go for the push. But either way, you're going to have to push up and get a little closer to your enemies to wipe a squad a lot of the time. This is so the opponents can't revive each other, which is a problem if you're going to try and hang back and snipe passively. You really do need to push up to wipe squads consistently. And if you do like playing a little bit more passively with the sniper in Warzone, I'd highly recommend checking out solos, because that way you don't have to worry about revives, which is typically the big problem that you're up against if you're trying to snipe passively in Warzone. So the Kar 98K is probably the most popular sniper rifle for quickscoping in multiplayer, and there are a few snipers that play really aggressively and like to use the Kar 98K in Warzone as well. It's not as popular because it doesn't have as good range, but it is very fast. Reload canceling with the Kar 98K gives you a time between shots of 1.251 seconds, and that is slightly faster than when you're not reload canceling. So if you do want even more of an edge due to the higher fire rate with the Kar 98K in Warzone or in multiplayer, you can reload cancel it as well with the same method that I showed earlier. Just firing the Kar 98K regularly will get you a time between shots of 1.351 seconds. So that makes the Kar 98K when reload canceled 7.4% faster. Personally, I don't run with the Kar 98K custom class in Warzone. However, I get them all the time through looting, so it still comes in handy. So maybe you guys noticed back during sniper secret number 4 in this video, while I was talking about perks to help you push more aggressively, I also showed my custom classes. And with those attachments that I run, I actually get the same scope in time with my AX50 class and my HDR class. This is great because it allows me to switch between using the AX50 and the HDR super seamlessly between matches, and it doesn't interfere with my muscle memory. If you guys are snipers, you know muscle memory is a huge part of it, knowing exactly how quickly you can scope in and all that. So being able to scope in consistently at 484 milliseconds is really crucial to allow you to make use of that same muscle memory between classes. Now, as you can see with these clips here, I hit this guy 3 times with the AX50 and he didn't die. This just doesn't really happen with the HDR because the HDR has a faster bullet velocity. It also carries damage for longer and there's less bullet drop. So I went and picked up my HDR. I go back to the same spot and I'm able to take him down first try, no problem. The HDR is much more comfortable at that type of range. If you're playing solos, I see going for snipes at that sort of range to be completely reasonable because you can take them out in one shot. There's no one that's going to be able to revive them and it's clean. So the HDR is pretty clearly the better choice for solos. However, if you're not playing solos and you're playing with the squad, you probably shouldn't be going for snipes at that range. Engaging in a long range sniper battle between squads in Warzone tends to be messy. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to deal with the enemies reviving each other and sharing armor plates and healing up. And while that's all going on, it's a great opportunity for another team to push up behind you and take you out. So I think we can all agree that the HDR is clearly better for solos, but when it comes to squads, the range of gunfights that you should be getting engaged in doesn't include the ranges that the HDR would have an advantage. The AX50 actually has the advantage when you're dealing with multiple enemies. In fact, when you're reload canceling both weapons, the AX50 shoots 29% faster than the HDR, and if you're not reload canceling, it's still 12% faster than the HDR. So I believe the AX50 is the better choice for squads. So for those of you that have been following along with this Sniper Secrets series, you may have noticed that I like to include the odd glitch every now and again that I find to be interesting, and it can make the game a little bit more fun to play in some cases just by mixing things up, adding some more variety. In the previous episode of this series, I showed you guys how to do the one-handed sniping glitch that allows you to snipe with only one hand. You don't have the left hand under the barrel of your sniper rifle, it's just the one hand holding it up, and it looks pretty funny. And so today we're showcasing the iron sight sniper glitch. This is the AX50 without a scope on it. Now it still zooms in as if it had a scope on it. However, as you can see, the scope is not there and you just have the iron sights. Now, in a lot of previous Call of Duty games, when you're creating your custom class, you could actually just put the iron sights on your sniper class and then you wouldn't have a scope on it. However, in this version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you actually can't just put iron sights on your sniper class. It's not a thing. So here's a look at the HDR with iron sights. Before we showed you the AX50, this is the HDR, and we're also going to show the Dragunov as well coming up. And I just want to say that I wish we had iron sights in this version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because there's a lot of snipers who enjoy iron sight sniping. And not having iron sights available this year does take away some much needed variety from this game. As of the time I'm recording this video, the only sniper rifles that are really getting used are the Kar98, the AX50, and the HDR. In other Call of Duty games, there's been way more variety. For example, my favorite Call of Duty game, Call of Duty World at War, that released in 2008, launched with 5 sniper rifles that were all amazing. And now in 2020 with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, we basically have 3. And to make it worse, the developers patched the iron sight sniper glitch. So unfortunately, there will be no tutorial on how to do the iron sight sniper glitch today. Now, to be fair, it was a glitch. It was unintended for you to be able to get iron sights on the sniper rifles in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so it's fair for the developers to patch it. However, man, it would be really great if they just added iron sights to the snipers in Modern Warfare so we could have a little bit more variety. Now, it's probably worth mentioning that the Kar98K sniper rifle is actually in the marksman rifle category this year, and because of that, you actually can get iron sights on the Kar98K. It's just part of the game. You can go to the attachments and put the iron sights on. But I'm sure a lot of us would love to be able to use the AX50 and the HDR with iron sights as well. I myself, unfortunately, didn't get a chance to try this iron sight sniper glitch before it got patched, so all of this footage of the iron sight glitch has actually been sent in by North Marvel. Big thanks to him for sharing this footage with me. His channel is linked in the top right there. If it wasn't for him sending in the clips, I wouldn't have been able to showcase this glitch. Not to mention, his iron sight clips are absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys noticed, but damn, nice clips, Marvel. Okay, so let's talk about stealth sniping. Personally, I'm not a very stealthy player. In fact, I like to hop out of the pilot seat of a helicopter just to shoot an RPG at a squad and then drop that helicopter on them while they're trying to revive each other. But that's besides the point, because stealth sniping is a viable strategy. If you want to be sneaky, go ahead. Here's how you do it. When you're setting up your sniper rifle in your custom class, take a look at the scope options that you have available, and if you see anything under a 4x magnification, that means it's not going to have a glint effect when an opponent sees you aiming through your scope at them. This is really important if you're trying to be sneaky, because when you're aiming down your scope and creating that glint effect, it's going to attract a lot of attention to you. As you can see, as I made it to the top of this hill here, I went to scope in, but then immediately noticed just to my left the glint effect at the top of the hill across from ours. That meant I was able to easily snap over to him and take him out, whereas if he wasn't creating that glint effect, I likely wouldn't have even seen him while I was scoping in, and he would have had the jump on me. However, what they were using was silencers. So as you can see here, they just took a shot, but did not show up on the radar. In Warzone, you show up on the radar when you shoot, but not if you're using a silencer. If you want, you can also run Cold-Blooded in your perk 1 slot and Ghost in your perk 2 slot to be extra sneaky. There's really no reason not to be using the square minimap in Modern Warfare, especially when you're sniping. Because when you're sniping, players that show up in the corner of your square minimap are actually at an engageable range. Make sure you're dropping markers on your full-size map if they're outside of your minimap, like I did for this third player here. That way you'll know exactly where that player is located, so you can get the jump on them with the sniper when they do pop out, or you can get closer and push up on their location more precisely. And here's a quick demo of the size difference between the minimaps. Getting a better position within the zone than your opponents is a much more important part of Warzone for those of us using snipers in our class setups than it is if you're using other types of weapon. That is because it's significantly easier to defend a position with the sniper rifle than it is to push into a position. That's why snipers will switch to their secondary when they're moving into a building or pushing up on a squad. And so if you want to get more wins when you're sniping in Warzone, you should really consider going and securing intel in the early game. This is still a form of looting because, as you can see, you get quite a bit of loot from securing intel as well. I got a bunch of armor plates and a weapon right there. And that helps to give you that crucial zone advantage that you need as a sniper because it shows you where the next zone is going to be. As you can see, that's the yellow circle on my map there. So especially if you're planning on running a sniper custom class in Warzone, as you're going for the initial drop while you're still on the plane, pull up your map and look where the recon flags are located and consider dropping directly on one of these flags on the initial drop. Because you're still looting while you're doing this, it really doesn't have to interfere with you getting your custom sniper class early. As you can see here, you can go from recon flag to recon flag, secure a ton of intel, and have a huge zone advantage and move into your ideal position as a sniper way before your opponents have any idea what's going on. So if you learned something new from this video, please take 2 seconds and leave a like. It only takes 2 seconds and it helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. There's actually 12 other episodes of Sniper Secrets on my channel, so if you're serious about getting better with sniper rifles in Call of Duty, I'd highly recommend checking out the playlist on screen now and subscribing to my channel so you don't miss the next episode of Sniper Secrets coming soon. I'll see you guys there. Peace.